Hey guys, so this is Christina, and I'm here to talk to you today about attraction marketing. And I have a lot to say, so I'm probably going to talk quickly, and I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So, attraction marketing is basically you putting yourself out there on social media, attracting people to you. And so it's a little bit opposite of what we've talked about this week. This week we've talked a lot about being more interested than being interesting. This is you being interesting. Instead of you going out and connecting with people, this is you trying to get people to come to you. And I've honestly built most of my business on attraction marketing. And it's been a little easier for me because I was in marketing prior to being a coach. I was actually a social media manager for a bank. And before that, I did marketing as a property manager. So I am a little bit more familiar with this than most people are coming into coaching. So you need to be, like I said, interesting to people. And so what you want to do is you want to figure out what it is that makes you interesting. As a coach, fitness and food is fun, but it's not what makes you interesting to other people. There are probably 30 plus other coaches in their newsfeed who all love T25 just as much as you do. What makes you different? And I want you to make a list of those things. That's going to be assignment number 1. I want you to make a list and say what I have in common with other coaches and make a list. It's probably going to be food, fitness, a love of Shanti. And then I want you to make a list of what makes you unique. And that may be that you're a mom of 2. That may be that you have a unique health condition, like I have cystic fibrosis. It may be that you are a super fashionista and you love shopping, you love fashion, and that's something that makes you unique. And you want to take those unique things and you want to share that, and you want to always lead with that. You want that to be your thing. You know what I mean? So you can incorporate it. Like if you absolutely love fashion, then fitness is going to be a part of that. So there are ways to contribute to that. You know what I mean? Um, you want to fit just perfectly into that, new dress in the fall line of whatever, designer you love. And so, maybe you prefer Pio because you want to get that toned look, but you don't want to lift weights. Um, you just kind of want a smaller frame to fit in a certain fashion that you love. Or maybe, you know, maybe what makes you unique is that you maybe you have I have some friends who have prior injuries from accidents in their life, back injuries, and so maybe for them they can't do things like extreme cardio, but they can do weightlifting, certain kinds of weightlifting, and so something like P90X would appeal to them, and so they're going to talk about, hey, I have this done, this accident happened, but I'm able to do this workout in this way, and this is how I make it happen, and it makes me feel better, and it gives me more control of my life, things like that. Are ways to talk to people, be relatable, be human, and be you, but still incorporate your fitness and your health. And that's going to set you apart from people, because people aren't going to come to you just because you sell T25. They can call an infomercial and buy T25. They don't have to have a coach for that. Why is it that they should come to you? And so what I want to let you know next is that just because you have great content and just because you are posting all the cool, interesting things about you, doesn't mean there are going to be eyes on your content. You need Facebook affinity to make that happen. And what Facebook affinity is basically a fancy term for how Facebook decides how cool you are. Facebook is in the background and it knows what you're doing. And it can tell whether or not people think that you're cool. And the cooler that you are, the more Facebook wants people to see you. You're cool. So it's like, hey, let me put this person out there. They're obviously saying some really worthwhile things that other people need to see. So I'm going to keep this person at the top of the newsfeed and make sure everyone sees everything that they say. That's Facebook affinity. When there are people at the top of your newsfeed that you see 24/7, 365 days a week, and it seems like sometimes they're the only person in your newsfeed, they have affinity. When you have a friend and you think that they obviously have left Facebook, you're wondering if they're still alive, and then you go to their Facebook page and realize they've posted daily and you didn't know, and they had a kid and you missed it, they don't have very much Facebook affinity. Facebook doesn't think they're very cool. And this is how you get Facebook affinity. You need to be consistent. You need to absolutely be posting 3 to 5 times a day. Absolutely. Every single day. And that's so that Facebook knows you're present. When you go MIA for a couple of days, or you slack and you only post once, or you go on vacation and you choose not to post at all, you lose the Facebook affinity. Facebook thinks you forgot about it. And when you forget about Facebook, it's a little bit testy. If you forget about Facebook, Facebook forgets about you. You rub Facebook's back, Facebook will rub your back. So stay consistent in your posting. Do not miss days. It will completely pull eyes off of your content, and you don't want that. You want eyes on your content. Comments and likes are absolutely king. You can have the greatest posts in the whole world, and it can get 50 likes, but it won't do nearly as much for you as 10 comments. You want both. So when people are commenting, it shows Facebook that people think you're cool. They have something to say to what you're saying. They want to interact with you. They want to be your friend. And so you want to have calls to action in your posts. You want to ask a question or say something like comment below for details. You want people to be commenting, and you want to like their comments, and you want to comment back to them and let Facebook know, like, hey, I see that these people like me. I see that they're interested in what I have to say, so I'm going to comment back to them. Again, you rub their back, they rub yours. In that same token of Facebook affinity, I want to also let you know that if you are not public, if you are set to friends only, you are not going to have nearly as much Facebook affinity. And that is because the only people that can see your Facebook posts are your friends. And your friends already know what you're doing for the most part. And that's great and wonderful. But what's more wonderful is when your friends like your post or comment on your post, and then their friends see that pop up in their newsfeed, especially if it has a picture attached. It shows up in the little stalker feed, as I like to call it, on the side, and says, so-and-so liked blah blah blah's post. And if it pops up and they like happen to scroll over it and a little picture pops up and it's your amazing transformation or a really bright fun image of you doing something that looks really cool, they're going to click on it and go to your profile, most likely, because we're nosy people. Everyone's nosy. That's why we're on Facebook. And they're going to go to your profile, and maybe they have just really been having a bad day, or they have a reunion coming up, and they're just really thinking about making this change in their life, and they go to your page and they're like a little bit nervous, but they see like, hey, these other 10 people asked for her help, or his help, so maybe I'll just go ahead and ask too. I mean, all these other people are doing it because we're humans. We want to do what other people are doing. So whenever you're set to friends only, you can't do that. But when you're public, you can. And being a public profile on Facebook can be a little bit scary for some people. And I understand that, especially if you're private, if you're a really private person. But what I want to let you know, and this is definitely something that I learned from Shalene Johnson about a year and a half ago at a training, is that if you are set to private on your Facebook, where only your friends can see you, that is absolutely equal to opening up a brand new business, having tons of awesome clothes inside, this cool clothing store with all the coolest clothes, and then putting up a sign on the front door that says closed and never opening it and only letting your friends in when they come by. Do you want to do that, or do you want new clients. You want new clients. You don't want to be closed for business. So what I want to let you know is that if you go ahead and you set your profile to default public, you can do that in settings in Facebook. Set it to default public. When you go in and you do an individual post, if it's something that you really feel strongly you want to make private, maybe you're updating pictures from your daughter's second birthday party, you can go ahead and change that individual post to friends only. You can adjust an individual post and make it friends only. But you want that default to be public, because nothing is better than free marketing to all your friends' friends. And so you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Another thing I just want to talk about is your appearance in the newsfeed. Again, you want to be interesting to people. And in order to be interesting, you need to not be spam. Don't use those cheesy T25 corporate ads. I promise you nothing will get you unfriended, unfollowed, and blocked faster than spamming people's newsfeed with a sales ad of the T25 challenge pack. That is, if you don't want to be a salesperson, like most of you say you don't when you join, you're like, I don't want to be a salesperson, I just want to help people. You're not helping anyone by posting a sales ad for T25. You're just hurting yourself, honestly. When people see that, it is a very in-your-face sales. It sends a very strong message that you're trying to sell someone something. But if you're to post a picture of you doing T25 today and your kid is standing right beside you, you can turn that into a sales ad for T25, right? It's not really a sales ad, is it? No. But you're saying like, hey, this workout's only 25 minutes. It's really cool because even when my kid is up, I'm able to just for 25 minutes go ahead and get this done. And sometimes she even joins me for my workouts. How cool is that? You know, and something like that will inspire a busy mom, and T25 will hit home for them. And you can do all of that without ever posting an ad letting people know that they can get the T25 challenge pack for $180. If you put anything in my newsfeed and say it's $180 and it is anything less than a round trip flight to Spain with a hotel included, I'm going to think it's too much money. It's $180. You've already scared me away. Even if I have $180, that immediate putting that out there is just, it's not attractive. Don't do that. So don't be spam. Don't be fitness spam. Have something else going on in your life and don't use those corporate ads. Those are, just don't do them. Be yourself. And we've talked about that already. Be what makes you unique. If you see things that other coaches do and it's going really well and it seems like it's working really well for them, great. Figure out why it is that that's working well for them, what they posted, why is that post working so well for them? What is it about that post that was really awesome? Figure that out and apply it to your posts, but don't ever take a coach's post and steal their content. That's not okay. Be you. And not only does that lack integrity for you as a coach, but it also, more importantly on this topic, is not you being you. You're marketing yourself, not someone else. If you ever see somebody post something and it doesn't sound like them, it might be something they saw from somewhere else. You know what I mean? If I was to post something, I don't even know what it would be. If I was to post something, talking about going to a fashion show in Europe, how much I love, fancy clothes and heels and I dream of traveling to France and that's something I really want to do. So I'm, it's just an example, but that's something that's not me. And my friends wouldn't know that. A couple people might like it and think it's cool because they like fashion, but they're going to know that that's not me. So be you. And then, like I said, just one more time before this video is over, I just want to remind you that there are, over 250,000 coaches. Why should people come to you? What makes you unique? And that's what you need. That's what people are going to be attracted to. And so that needs to come first. Remember what it is about you that makes you unique and share that fearlessly. Even if it's scary, even if you're like, oh, that's something I really don't feel comfortable talking about, that's probably the thing you need to talk about. Because there's somebody out there that can use your help. If, for me, I've had a lot of struggles over the past year. It was a struggle for me to let people know that I, had gotten divorced. That was a rough thing. I was nervous to share with people, but I was nervous I'd be judged. I was nervous that, just nervous to let people in. Feeling like I had failed. But I had women reach out to me. We're like, hey, I've been there. I know it's so tough. It's so cool to see that you're still working out and you're still, you know, taking care of yourself. How are you doing that? And it started conversations. And then I shared about how I've been a victim of domestic violence. And I had women reach out to me. Because I shared that on Facebook, I helped someone out of a violent situation and into a better situation for themselves and their child. And those are the kinds of things that you can do. And even if that's not a sale that you get, that's just being a human and putting out good karma. And those are just little things that you can do that are going to make an impact. And if no matter what in this business, we're all about changing lives and paying it forward. And so don't be afraid to share those things. And so 2 assignments really quickly. So again, comment. I want you to make the list of what you have in common with every coach and what makes you unique. And I want you to take at least 2 things, 2 or 3. Don't make it a super long list, but just 2 to 3 things from your list and share them in the comments below, the things that make you unique. And then I also want you to go through your personal Facebook page and just scroll through maybe 2 weeks of your Facebook page, and anything that you feel was negative or not really something you wanted to put out there. Maybe it's a little salesy. Maybe you posted a T25 sales ad. Go through there and hide those from your timeline, so that whenever somebody comes to your page and they're creeping you, because we're nosy, they don't see those things. All they see is your positivity and who you are as a person. And then from now forward, you'll continue doing those things and being that positive light, and you're going to attract so many more people to you. And remember to post 3 to 5 times a day to build your Facebook affinity, and try to get that interaction, try to get those comments. And trust me, this is not going to happen overnight. You will not build Facebook affinity today. It's going to take a little time, but I promise you, in about a week or 2 of consistent posting and building up that Facebook affinity, you're going to find that you're going to get much more interaction. Facebook is going to think you're super cool. And you're going to get better results because people are going to see that you're more consistent. And the more consistent you are, the more people are going to feel drawn to work with you, because you're showing them that not only can you do it, but now you're empowering them that they can do it too. Have a great week, you guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions other than the assignments, please also add those in the comments below. I am happy to help.